Hello and welcome to this edition of the Boob Tube Buddies podcast, featuring our discussion of the FX original series Fargo, episode 5 of the 3rd season, entitled The House of Special Purpose. Just a couple of quick bits of information before we get into it. You can check out all of our content at www.boobtubebuddies.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit, or just email us at boobtubebuddies@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Foxman, and I am joined by the fresh Minnesotan powder to my Siberian red snow. What's up, Nathan? Whew, that's a lot of words.
That was a long one. Yeah, that was a little complicated.
Yeah, that was too much for me. So how's it going, man?
I think I forgot to guess. I said I was going to guess what I was to you, but I would not have gotten there. So
you wouldn't have guessed fresh Minnesotan powder?
No.
Oh, that is great, man.
So you've said the House of Special Purpose is the name of this week's episode.
Yes.
And looking back, you had the narrow escape problem, the law of non-contradiction, the principle of restricted choice, the law of vacant places. Have you caught on to why this is the naming convention that we're going with this season?
I'm proud to say that I have given literally no critical thought to it whatsoever.
I mean, I hadn't until you said it, and I was like, the House of Special Purpose. What the fuck does that mean? What is that?
Well, yeah, what would have been the House of Special Purpose in this episode?
I can't imagine it.
Because it can't be Emmett's house, but that was the only house that I can think of that they were at.
Well, so the naming convention is the law of something, the principle of something, the law of something, the narrow escape problem, and the House of Special Purpose. I have no fucking idea. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure that there are way more clever people out there than us that know. Write in,
Glorious
by
House.
the way, if you guys know. Yeah, it's Glorious House, the one that wasn't featured in the episode at all.
Yes.
So what'd you think of the episode overall?
Oh, I liked it. There's some thematic stuff in here that I thought was kind of cool, and we're getting a little bit more, of the answers to the questions, and the colliding is sort of happening that we've talked about. I mean, in the end of it, again, we're just sort of moving towards this ambiguous question of a finale that I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure, and I guess this is halfway. We're halfway. Welcome to the halfway point.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that we've kind of moved past the point where we're being introduced to the characters and learning
for sure.
more and more about them. And I think now we're kind of solidified with who they are and moving forward into whatever is going to be the catalyst for whatever ends up happening throughout the rest of the season.
I think maybe my big problem with the season as a whole so far is I'm not sure what question I'm supposed to be asking myself. And for the past few seasons, there's been this looming sense of mystery going on. And Varga is definitely a mystery.
Yes.
Because I don't know what he does, but I don't find myself constantly asking, who is this guy? I just find myself asking, what's he going to do next? Because what he does is so compelling that I'm less curious about who he is, in a way. And so maybe that doesn't have me driving, going oh my God, I need to watch the next episode because I need to find out, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what questions we're asking here, but...
How do you think that he fits in compared to, I'm assuming, would you say that his counterparts from other seasons would be Mike it's not Brannigan. I always say Brannigan.
Oh man, now I've gotten it.
Okay, so for for all intents and purposes, we'll just call Mike Brannigan, and and then also for
Lorne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Lorne Malvo. Yeah, he's definitely that. He's the mysterious devil of a person. Obviously, I can't help but compare, even season 2, I remember doing this. I remember watching season 2 and just consistently going okay, who is this person in this season? How does this person compare to the archetype from season 1? Who is our Lorne? Who's our Lester? That sort of thing. And it's not always so, you can't just draw the line that directly. But Lorne Malvo was such a perfect embodiment of this mysterious devil of a person whose background almost didn't matter because it was almost mythical in how, he almost really was a demon. You almost considered he was, birthed out of hell itself, and he just appeared upon the earth to cause problems.
Essentially. It seemed like that was what his motivation kind of was even. Just he liked being an agent of chaos.
Yeah, and you kind of loved that. Whereas Varga here has an ulterior motive.
And Mike did as well, because Mike wanted to move up in the organization, which ended up being a pencil-pushing job.
Yes.
Paper pushing, not pencil pushing. I don't know what pencil pushing would be.
Pencil pushers, they just sharpen pencils all day.
It's like the ultimate clerical role.
It really is. They help the paper pushers.
Yeah.
they literally, the pencil pusher to the paper pusher.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, so Varga, you don't know exactly what he's after, though, because his ulterior motive, I just don't know yet. But God, if he's not a good actor. And man.
Oh, truly.
Oh, man. So, I love watching
Okay, scale of 1 to 10, because I love to hammering you into it every single time. What do you think?
I know. I always feel so non-committal with this.
You are so non-committal. And after I say mine, yours usually changes.
You know what? I'm sticking to 7.
Okay, very good. I would have given, I'd give it like a 7.75. Because I can't commit between a 7.5 and an 8. Oh, are you moving sliding scale?
Your 0.75 has swayed me. I guess you're right. No, okay, all right. Okay, a 7.75 because it's not quite an 8, but you're back and forth about giving it an 8.
Yeah, so okay. I'm accusing you of being non-committal while also myself being non-committal. Yep. So, all right, let's hop into our first segment that we like to do every episode. It's 140 characters or less used to summarize the entire episode. A little segment we like to call Summon It Up in a Tweet.
Oh yeah, we're summon it up, so summon it up. Summon it up, oh yeah, we're summon it up. Oh yeah, we're summon it up, so summon it up. Summon it up and up.
Tweet.
All right, so since we know our characters now, I'm doing a little bit less of describing who our characters are and just more the general tone of the show right now, all right?
Okay.
That's on what I'm going with, and this hits a point that I want to talk about later.
Okay.
So, more lies, deceit, and selfish sins. They pay the game. Oh, God damn it. Man, I tried to type up my... Man, look at that. I'm reading it. I was like reading it off my thing and I had typoed. Okay, ready? More lies, deceit, and selfish sins. They play the game, but no one wins. And though this story says it's true, my truth is mine. Keep yours for you.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, and so when are you going to explain that to me? Is that happening now or later?
Let's do it after your tweet.
Okay, good. All right. Ray is Emmett and does it like a dog, while Varga's antisemitism is thicker than eggnog. Swangle's life dangles in the balance. Sai's lack of valiance leads to Yuri's foul malice. And that is Summon It Up in a Tweet.
What the fuck? Okay. All right. Yeah, you win this week for sure. Because
yours seemed a lot more clever than mine. As soon as you finished yours, I was like, that is really highbrow. And mine literally starts off, Ray is Emmett and does it like a dog.
Well, also, you had some subtle rhyme schemes in there at the end, though. That was good.
That is true. Got some swangles and dangles and balance and valiance and malice.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's not bad.
All right. Okay. So here, I'll describe mine really quickly because mine started. I actually wrote the last line first. And though the story says it's true, my truth is mine. Keep yours for you. Because here is, and this is going to launch us into a discussion about the episode.
Okay.
Because there are things in this episode that pissed me the fuck off.
Okay. Yes. This is what I want to hear.
Okay. But, and you hate this logic. But there's part of me that feels like the pissing me off was like, oh, that was what they were trying to do. Like, it was on purpose. That was the point they were making. It's because truth is referenced multiple times throughout this episode. The concept of truth is actually mentioned by, I think, 2 different characters. There's Gloria talking to her cop buddy. And then she and Winnie are talking about how they're going to bring this to the chief, right?
Yes.
And they say you can't argue what's true and that sort of thing. And they're making that point, and they're like, it doesn't matter. I don't remember the line, but they say it doesn't matter what the facts are, or I don't remember. But it doesn't matter what you believe.
I get it. It doesn't matter what you believe that
the truth is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he goes, and he literally questions them. He goes, "Does it?"
Yeah.
He's like, really? Because in life, right? There's a lot of things that you can think about in life where it's like, well, people believe what they want to believe, kind of thing.
Alternative facts.
Alternative facts, exactly. And the way that you phrase it changes the way that it is to be believed. And so, and then later on in the episode, the same thing is mentioned. By I can't remember. God, I didn't write notes, man. I'm the worst.
Oh my gosh.
I am so bad. But regardless, these decisions are being made where I'm like, oh, no, it's mentioned by the police chief. It's mentioned by him because they are interviewing Ray, right?
Yes.
And it's a very
Winnie
logical thing to do.
Gloria.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very logical thing for them to do. They have the evidence. They have the reasoning behind it, right? And they're like, hey, here is the story. Here's what's going on. Here's what's happened. The guy thought he was going to kill this Stussy. He actually killed the wrong Stussy. We have the sheet. And it pisses me off so much when you've got all that stuff, but a character for no reason just goes, no, that's wrong. I don't like that. That's a dumb thing. No, you stop working on this story. It's like, why stop working on the story? It's all right here.
Have you watched The Wire by chance?
I've seen the first season of The Wire.
Okay, because in The Wire, things like that happen all the time. But they always are chalking it up to, well, the brass doesn't necessarily care about right and wrong. What they care about is the cases that are in the red, like the ones that are unsolved. And if you're going to go ahead and drag in what she is doing right here, essentially new evidence that is going to open up a case, you have one that's now gone from being in the black, a solved case, or a non-case, to something that's now in the red, which is the last thing the top brass ever wants. And you only watched the first season? Did you not like it?
I did like it. I actually just had a long conversation with my wife about The Wire, and I like The Wire. God, all right. So I like The Wire as like a research piece, almost as like a piece of literature. The Wire.
Okay.
It's amazingly researched and studied. I've read a lot about The Wire. I loved the first season of The Wire, but The Wire for me also wasn't one, especially season 2, at least not right out the gate of season 2, that compelled me to be like, you've got to watch this next episode. You can't believe what's about to happen.
That is totally fair. Season 2 happens on the docks, and it is completely different from every other season.
And I expected that because I know that each season tackles like a different aspect of society.
Yes, but it is by far like if it is the black sheep of all of them, and honestly, I like it probably on a scale of 1 to 10 because I love my scale of 1 to 10.
I know you do.
It is at least 3 points lower for me than all the rest, which probably all hang around a 9 or a 9.5, maybe even a 10.
Oh man,
yeah, like I really like it, but season 2 for me is probably like a 7. Like I really did not like the dock workers, and I think it's the Sapatka family, and
yeah, well, that's actually interesting to me. That actually compels me a little bit to want to go back and continue it because I really loved season 1, and I loved what it showed, and like again the way it was written and everything. So I would love to revisit The Wire. But that's interesting that you say that sort of same thing happens because it's the ulterior motive of the the heads who are saying no, we're going to focus on this. In this case, he looks at her and she goes, all right, I have another story for you, and tells a very succinct story after the police chief tells a story about a British girl who flies a balloon.
The red balloon, and it goes into a field, dozens of miles away.
It's my, the little Fargo quirks of telling little stories that are out of the blue is really, I love that.
Did you just imagine Bjork singing 99 sail off balloons?
Yes. But she goes, I have a different story for you. This happens. And she says it in like one sentence. She like lays out what is actually, we know to be the truth, in like one sentence. And he goes, I don't like that story. You know why? Because he can't prove it.
Yeah. And can I just say that Gloria and also Winnie does it really, really way better than us at summing things up succinctly.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. She says, her description of it is essentially like, one Stussy hires an idiot to go kill his brother, and he loses the address and, kills the wrong Stussy.
Yeah.
It's like, done.
And that is summing it up in a tweet. She turns to the camera and winks.
So it's super succinct. And so I thought that concept, because again, I was like slamming my head, like, why are we not just telling people things in this episode? It's kind of like at the very beginning, Emmett gets caught with this fake sex tape, and he's like, my life is ruined. And I'm yelling at the screen, like, just fucking call your wife and tell her.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I hate when anything happens in any TV show or movie, and it is almost completely born of the fact that a character is unable to articulate themselves at all. Like, cannot find the words, or like, I would, if I was him in that moment, she's getting loaded up, I would say, everybody stop. I need 10 seconds to explain what has happened right here. Because honestly, you have to tell me something. There is no way I would just allow like everybody to just drive off and it's just like, okay, shrug my shoulders and go inside and wonder what's happening. Like, there's just no way.
I 100% agree. It's just take control of the fucking situation and tell them what happened. And then he's like, Sai, you've got to fix it. You've got to fix it. Like, fucking call your wife, man. You know?
Yeah.
But it's the stuff like that that pissed me off. And the thing with the police chief almost pissed me off. The fact that he was pulling them off of, this common trope of him pulling them off of a case when they've got the right idea.
For this shit.
Yeah, exactly. But that almost pissed me off until he brought it home with the truth thing where I was like, oh, the story we're trying to tell here is that some people see things like purposefully and frustratingly. They have a different idea of what reality is, and they will not put up with your shit if your shit disagrees with their shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so that was the inspiration for my tweet, but
yeah, well, that was pretty good, man. And honestly, I think that now that we're talking about the episode in these terms, we don't need to go. I mean, we're trying to keep away from recapping it too much anyway. But let's let's just talk about some specific parts. It doesn't even have to be sequentially. So, what did you think about his wig in the sex tape? Specifically, the wig. Did you buy it as being him?
No, not at all.
It looked like a porn star dressing up as him.
It did. It was awful. And I mean, the second that Emmett saw the video, he knew. Like, he wasn't watching it like, how did they find a video of something I've never done?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't confused. And the fact that his wife was is kind of sad. It
was just
although I did love my favorite line in the whole episode is regarding those wigs. Because when Ray gets on his knee to propose,
I'm in a hooker wig.
She says, "For Pete's sake, I'm wearing a hooker wig."
Yeah, that was really good. I love their interactions with each other. I think that Ray is a complete jagweed, but it is charming the way that he is like so head over heels for Nikki Swangle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that, and I've always liked their relationship. And there's consistently throughout this episode, especially, I think I'm beginning to get the empathy for some of these people that I've kind of wanted. Because what happens a lot in Fargo in general is, like, bad things happen to people who, I'm not going to say don't deserve it. They always sort of deserve it, but they come across very innocent, right?
Yeah.
But there's always some sin in their past that, like they kind of deserve it. It's kind of like the very first episode of Fargo, and on a whole, at the end, like, Lester beats the shit out of his wife.
Yeah.
And she dies. And you go like, oh my God. Like, yeah, she was a bitch there, but I mean, she's kind of like an innocent person, but I guess she deserved it because she's a bitch. Yeah,
and that's enough in a TV show. Like, in actuality, that's not enough. Like, you would not say that in actuality, but on a TV show, it's like, she had it coming. She had it coming.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. Like, with I kind of feel bad for Sai and Emmett. I'm like, they're really in a pickle here.
Oh my God, especially him having to drink the pickled dick juice.
Oh, God. He didn't pee into that, right? He just sort of stuck his...
No, I think he was just doing like a little Dippin' Dots sort of thing.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. I will say this season seems to be a little bit more genitally vulgar than other seasons.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're kind of right.
Right?
Yeah.
There's been, I feel like there's been like a lot of a period talk, first off, like menstruation. I keep looking to see if there's some sort of like menstruation theme for the season, and I'm not able to link them together yet, but...
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a motif that's going to come out in like the end, like someone is killed by a tampon.
Yeah. Like... I can't wait to buy my tampon blood smeared on the donkey ass, whatever, like t-shirt at the end of the season.
There's a word that I've heard before, but that Sai uses to describe Varga's penis. I think he says schwanz.
Yeah.
What is that word? I don't know that word.
I don't know. There was also just a lot of Jew reference in this, and I thought that was they were trying to like make him extra Jewy so that you could like see. Oh yeah, okay. Of course, the Varga's anti-Semitism is against this guy. Listen how Jewy he is. He says schwanz.
Oh, I see. So it's probably just them throwing in a Yiddish sounding word.
I swear to God, that's exactly what I thought. Like, because there was a lot of like, you can't trust the Jews. Well, I don't know why he has an old-timey American accent.
You can't trust the Jews.
Yeah.
He's like calling shots at like a horse track.
Yeah. Here comes Swifty.
But yeah, so that's another point though, that Varga, they're making him progressively less likable. Like, he was never likable, but you were kind of like, ooh, who's this mysterious bad guy, you know? And now you're like, he's a dick.
Yeah, well, speaking of dicks, Varga and his henchmen talking about dicks in mouths pretty much the entire episode too. Like, if there were any singular episode of Fargo that I would not want my children walking in the middle of, it would probably be this episode. Like, there was sex, there was a lot of F words, like when Emmett and Ray are going at it over the phone. Varga was talking about Sai's wife and getting pastrami sandwiches confused with dicks in the mouth, and then Yuri talking to Nikki Swangle at the end says something which then the Asian goon like translates as being something about a dick in the mouth. Like, very vulgar episode.
Oh my god, I didn't even catch all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, my brain's just desensitized to dicks.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be the case. Overexposure? I really don't know. And does overexposure, is that a pun? I didn't mean for it to be, but okay.
Overexposure, that's good.
Yeah,
you know, you reminded me of another thing that happens that's kind of frustrating, where it's like, oh, if you would just listen while this person communicates to you, that we wouldn't have a problem. Although you probably would. But Varga's frustrated with Sai because he talked to the cops, and Sai's trying to be like, no, like, they came to me, like, you guys watched me, and I didn't say anything, and I specifically, like, kept vague, and it had nothing to do with this. And I believe that Varga probably knows that, but chose to do it as a show of force anyways.
Definitely.
It's still frustrating, where it's like, okay, so he doesn't deserve this.
No, not even a little. I mean, and of course he doesn't, quote unquote, deserve it. But even for the logic that Varga is supposed to be displaying, he doesn't even deserve it by that. So
exactly.
Real quick, I think we should throw over to Kristin, who, by the way, is one of our Boob Tube Buddies here on the show, has her Darn Tootin skit. So let's throw over to that real quick, and then we'll come right back and keep riffing.
All right.
Darn Tootin. Hey there, everyone. This is Kristin, your Boob Tube Buddy, with your favorite segment, Darn Tootin'. Do you remember when not-so-sweet little Peggy Blomquist hit Rye Gerhardt with her car in Season 2? She drove with him still in the windshield, parked the car in the garage, and left him there to die. Now, although Fargo claims to be based on a true story, I mean, we all know it's not. However, this Peggy Rye storyline is eerily close to another piece of actual news. In 2001, Shantae Mallard struck Gregory Biggs with her car and drove him home while he was still lodged in the windshield. After returning home, she did not call the police and he died in her garage. Now those stories are just too darn close for my liking. And that's just another fun fact about Fargo from your Boob Tube Betty. Darn Tootin'.
Okay, thank you very much, Kristin, and of course you guys tune back in next week, and she'll be on here. Also, she is doing Sense 8 with Michael, and I think that they're dropping about 2 episodes a week now, so definitely check that out. I've just started in on Season 1, so I am nowhere near caught up on it, but I definitely see what the hype is. Have you had a chance to check it out yet?
I've only seen the pilot episode, and I saw it when the first season came out, so it's been quite a while.
I was totally unaware of it, actually, until basically the people around Boob Tube Buddies were saying, hey, maybe we should cover this in a month or two, and I had never even heard of it at all.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, I was excited for the Wachowskis to put something out, and, it seemed right up my alley. I think it's one of those ones where I need to watch. I don't know what the factor is, but there's some shows where I watch a pilot and I go, oh shit, like I'm in, let's do it. Show me another right now. And then somewhere I watch and I go, that's really cool. Well, but I've got this other show. Let me finish that first and I'll come back.
Yeah,
and then it just sort of puts on the back burner, not because it was bad, but because there wasn't this factor that like grabbed me and said, you have to keep watching this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess I could see that. I mean, I'm only 3 episodes in, so I'm
excited. I'll keep going.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so And I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce it, but Hamish Linklater, is that how you say that guy's name?
Those are two names that sound like you pronounce them correctly, yes.
Okay, so that is the guy who plays the not the FBI, not the CIA, come on, I'm almost there, IRS agent, who comes in and talks to him. And he was also in Noah Hawley's Legion. Yeah, exactly. That dude's got to be pretty grateful to Noah right now, because these are two awesome shows he gets to participate in.
Seriously. Well,
in relatively similar roles, kind of. I mean, when you think about, like, he seems like he's kind of like an agent of a almost slightly bureaucratic process, sort of.
Yes. Yep. Significantly less evil in this show.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Far more innocent in this show, which was actually sort of strange because he's sitting there just like, and this is another case of, we talked last week about people not appearing innocent at all.
Oh my God, Emmett could not appear. If I was that agent, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a vibe from you here, like you were like insanely guilty and really struggling to appear innocent.
Can we talk about that, or could I help you at all?
He's literally doing everything other than putting both hands up to his mouth and chewing his nails off like he's on an episode of Scooby-Doo. Like, it's so bad.
And this guy is just like, but he's unending positivity, just like, oh, this will be quick.
Just a little bit of agency joke in here.
Just a sorry little IRS joke, but no, I'm just gonna need the use of an office, and one time I slept on the floor of the mailroom,
there was fake vomit all around me, eh?
Yeah, fake vomit and poop all around, so no big deal, whatever he says.
Yeah.
So he's like completely innocent, whereas the interrogator in Legion is like fucked up.
Do you think that he's going to have suffered a worse fate in Legion, or do you think he's going to have suffered a worse fate in this?
This seems
because Varga's already like kind of throwing around the intimidation methods that they could possibly use.
Yeah, that would be very Fargo to take somebody who is, kind of innocent in all of this, but just because he stood in their way, to just tear him to shreds.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Which would be sad. But literally, Varga goes, like, he wants to see he threatened him in some capacity after he left, saying that they could take care of him. But then
something about his family. Like, do you think did he have a ring on his finger? We could use
was he married? Does he have kids? We could use that against him. And then he says, he wants to see the books. We'll just show him the fake books. He's
like, we have fake books now.
This level to which Emmett and Cy are out of the loop on what Varga is doing is sort of confounding to me a little bit, because I'm like, what level of involvement does he want from them? Because he keeps showing up. Varga keeps showing up to them like, I need this from you now. And like, if I'm them, I'm like, dude, I get it. Like, you're taking over and shit.
But it doesn't look like business as usual anymore with you in here like you are. Like, if anybody were sniffing around, if we were going to get audited, they'd say, wow, why, what's with the whole new structure here? Wow, like, what are you guys building out in the back in that room? Like, and like, if they're going to interview the employees, everybody's going to say, yeah, no, things have been pretty normal. I mean, there has been a lot of, like, Eastern European thugs walking around mysteriously. But like, other than that, totally. And that one guy did pull his schwanz out and stick it in Cy's best dad cup. But other than that, it's just like pretty normal day around here.
Yeah, he's just doing a really, really bad job at being like secretive about it.
And it's especially unacceptable because he's talking about how important it is to remain unremarkable, and he is like absolutely leaving a footprint on this place.
It's absurd, and I think they've got their, and so he has his sights after Cy, right? That's something we determined this episode. Like, he does not like Cy. He tells Emmett that they got to take care of him. Why do you think that is? Because
honest to God, part of me wondered after watching the episode if it's as simple as he does not like Jews. Because I swear to God, he said so many anti-Semitic things throughout the episode.
The Jews got to be a problem.
Yeah, the entire time. Like, he's just like talking about how sneaky Jews are. He's talking about to Cy about like, everything that I said is doubly true for like your sneaky fat Jew wife. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, he did just sit there and call his wife fat. I forgot about that.
Yes, it was horrible.
Yeah, so maybe that is it. Maybe he just is just anti-Semitic. What a really like I don't know, what a mixed bag thing of things to throw together a villain. Like, what is he? Well, he's British. Okay, he has bad teeth. What else is he? I don't know, bulimic. Okay, yeah, bulimia.
Yes.
Like that makes sense. And anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
totally.
not a big Jew fan. So
Not a big Jew fan. Done. Villain. Made it. That's interesting. But Sights After Psy, which is, and then all Psy is trying to do through all of this, and even Emmett is not on his good side. So, I mean, I guess this is an example of him Varga taking advantage of this. But Emmett does not like Psy because Psy is not doing what he said, which is keeping his brother out of his hair.
Yeah, and he doesn't even want to talk about the whole Goldfarb thing, which there's no fucking... Why is Psy even entertaining that at this point? There's no way. How is he going to... So he thinks... How is he not understanding the involvement of Varga here, where he thinks he can just sell it?
If Varga wasn't partner, I think that's kind of what caused the problem, is later he yells at Emmett for making Varga a partner. Because if Varga wasn't, he could probably manage to sell the company under his nose.
And then, what does he think Varga's going to do after that? Legally. Shucks,
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know what he could do if the company was no longer... He would just have to be forced to partner with... It's like you're passing the curse on to somebody else, maybe.
Yeah, but do you think that Psy... Yeah, I mean, that's what he's going to do. He's going to take his schwanz and dip it inside of Psy's mouth and then kill him.
Schwanz. I've got to look this word up later, although I need to be careful when I'm Googling schwanz.
Yeah, you don't want to be Googling schwanz. you do not want
too
your
much
wife
exposure.
going back through and seeing you getting overexposed to schwanzes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of the ones where she calls you out on it and you just all of a sudden turn into Emmett and there's just no words for you to describe what happened.
I can't. Oh, God, I can't believe. Jeez. Oh, God. Why is it even, honey? No, wait, baby. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh, that's really funny.
Like, whoever yells just like, oh, no, in the middle of someone leaving.
That's all,
you
folks.
yell, wait, stop. I have a thing to say.
Yeah. And it is especially reprehensible considering the fact that we already know that he is aware that Ray dressed up as him and pretended to be him. So it shouldn't even be a thing where he has how is that not so fucking... Even if his wife does not know about that, how is Emmett not immediately like, listen, Ray dressed up as me the other day and went into a bank and took out $10,000 worth of cash. If something has happened, I swear to God, he is behind it. Let's talk it out. Please, if you don't believe me after 20 minutes, you can leave and I will do whatever you need me to do. I'll cut myself out of your life, whatever it is. But I swear to God, there is an explanation if we can talk.
Isn't it great to not live in Fargo and live in the real world?
Yes, absolutely. It's about 100 degrees warmer where we're at, too.
Oh, God, it's awful right now.
It really is.
But the reference to the bank from last week, last week.
I want to say that was 2 weeks. No, that might even have been 3 weeks ago because we might have had the LA episode too, right?
Oh, man, maybe was it really that far? But, the truth of the matter is that the guy drilled into the safety box.
Exactly.
Right? Like that is what happened, and that's what Psy told Emmett happened, and Emmett was telling the truth. But what Varga was saying, was true. And something Varga knows. He knows that it was Emmett's brother. Like, he has to know that information.
Yeah.
But he's pinning it on Psy on purpose. So
for sure. He's driving a wedge. And honestly, it makes sense that he would, because he is trying to get his tendrils and his roots down as deep as this company as possible to entrench himself. And the best way to do that is to drive a wedge between the only two guys who have any other power within the company.
Yep.
So, that's that. But you want to kick over real quick and do our two truths and one big little lie? I still don't know who you did yours on, so I'm pretty stoked.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm super excited.
Let's play a game called
2 truths and 1 big
Little Lie.
Since yours is a mystery, I'm going to go ahead and get things fired off here, and then that way we can close out on yours, which...
Oh, yeah, because I know who yours is, but I don't know I don't know anything about this person.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I did David Thewlis. That's how it is, you think? Or is it Thewlis?
I always pronounce it Thewlis.
Okay, not a hard T.
Like I have a lisp.
Yeah, David Thewlis. VM Varga, for anybody unaware. Okay, so here we go. Truth 1.
Yeah.
After filming 7 years in Tibet with Brad Pitt, he was banned for life from entering China. Truth 2. Originally considered for the role of Quirrell in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, before he was cast as Lupin in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Truth 3. He penned the novel Beyond Crimson Hedge in 2007.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Give me a quick recap of all of them one more time.
No problem. 1.
I have an idea.
After filming 7 years in Tibet with Brad Pitt, he was banned for life from entering China. 2. Originally considered for the role of Quirrell in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone before he was cast as Lupin in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And 3. Penned the novel Beyond Crimson Hedge in 2007.
Why would he have been banned from China? Okay, I have no idea. These are so specific that it's gonna be. It's like I feel like, here's my estimated guess. I feel like 1, I'm gonna guess and I'm gonna get this wrong. But then but number 2, my other guess is that these are so specific that the one that the lie is true about someone else. That's what I think. So I'm gonna say that it's a lie that he wrote that book.
Nobody else wrote that book. I completely made that book up.
Damn!
Yeah, no,
I was wrong on all fronts.
But you actually got it, but for the wrong reason. Yeah,
I was right that he didn't write the book, but it's not even a real book.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Nicely done. God, you're crushing me at 2 truths. I hate it.
What's the China story?
He and Brad Pitt both, and I have no idea if Brad Pitt's ban is still in effect, but yeah, 7 years in Tibet, not a popular film with the Chinese government. Both were banned, and I think anybody who was involved with it banned for life.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So mine is going to be tough because it was tough for me to even write.
Oh my God.
There's so little information about this person that exists. So I did mine on Graham Verschere. Graham Verschere is his name.
Wait, do you mean Hankish Slamslaughter? Wait, what's his name? Hamish Linkslater? Linkslafter?
Hamish Linklater?
Damn it.
Graham Verschere.
Okay.
Graham Verschere. Graham Verschere is his glorious son.
Okay, wow. That is a deep dive. Did you have to call him directly to get these facts?
I had to find exactly. Yep.
I literally cannot even picture what he looks like right now.
So, young is what he is.
Okay,
All
yes.
right.
I'm picturing the kid who plays young Bruce Wayne in Gotham. Is that not the same kid? I cannot remember at all what he looks like.
Not as far as I read or saw.
Oh, I see. You don't watch shitty TV. Okay, continue.
I didn't even really want to try Gotham.
No, you made such a good decision. I have invested too much into it, so I'm still watching, but my God, what a steaming fucking pile of shit that is.
That just sucks. That sucks. All right, so, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so 3 facts. Truth 1, Graham Verschere has a twin brother, voices Pipsqueak in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and is British.
Christ almighty. Okay. So just real quick, one more time. Yep. And it doesn't matter because I have no way of distinguishing.
You good? He's got a twin. He voices a character named Pipsqueak in the television show, the cartoon My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And he is British.
Ay, Dios mío.
Or I should say he was born in the UK, is what I should say. He's British.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to say 2.
That he doesn't...
2 is not a... Yeah, 2 is a lie.
Wrong, that's what he does.
God damn it.
He voices Pipsqueak. He's got very few other credits, but My Little Pony is certainly one of them. And he does have a twin brother. I don't know where he was born.
Yeah, I felt like the twin brother thing was possible because I feel like a lot of young Hollywood people like that's a possibility because maybe that's how they get into it when they're really, really young, is that their parents have them do it because like for like the labor laws, like they have to have two different. So damn. Okay. All right. That was really good.
Well, there you go. Now you know everything there is to know about that kid.
And I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Graham Verschere.
His first name is Ram.
Graham, like graham cracker.
I'm like,
Yeah, sorry.
That's a really weird name, Ram Verschere.
I thought about saying he is 13 as my made-up fact, but then again, that just could be true.
Oh, I mean, honestly, again, because I can't picture what he looks like. If you said he was 7 or he was 35, like I would have no idea.
He looks forgettable is what he looks like.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's throw. Well, first off, I think you're up 3 now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah!
It's pretty much over.
Like this game.
I'm going to have to start rolling like really fucking hard to have any chance of a comeback, especially because we usually wrap it up on the week before the finale, and then the punishment happens on the finale.
The punishment.
Yeah, so I think I literally will have to win like every single other one after this.
Here we go.
Wow. Okay, so let's throw over to an ad and then come right back and just talk about kind of the last scene of the show and wrap it up.
Sounds good.
And one big
Little lie.
Hello there, little buddies. Are you looking to impress your significant other? Well, we've got a way. Yeah, that's right. Go to blueapron.com/BTB and sign up for $30 off your first order. That's right, you can get natural, locally sourced ingredients sent straight to your door to make award-winning meals that'll impress the hell out of your lover. Take this one, for example. The mushroom and barley miso ramen with smoked dulce and spicy red cabbage. What do you say to that one, baby?
Me so horny.
Yeah, that's right. Try it now, little buddies. Sexy porn music provided by bensound.com.
All right, so in the end of our episode, so one thing that's been brewing this whole episode is Nikki asking for money from Emmett and from Cy, the blackmail that happens at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, it's from 100,000 to now 200,000.
Yep.
Cy counters with 40,000, but nope, it's 200,000. So yeah.
But we bring it all home with her trying to get that money and then being sort of ambushed unexpectedly. Did you notice the Russian the Russian guy's hair in the last scene? Did that stand out to you at all?
No, not at all. Why? What did it look like?
He looks like a jock from he looks like he played football in Greece.
Was his collar popped up too?
Not quite, but like the jacket is kind of like a sport jacket, but then also his hair almost looks like a wig. It looks like long hair that looked cool.
Oh my God, Nikki! The dick in your mouth.
God damn it, these dick jokes. He could have said that. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe he said it in Russian.
Oh my God.
But so again, these people are showing up here because they're following Cy, not her, right?
Yes, that is true, but I believe that they are aware. At the very least, I know that Varga is aware of Nikki's presence because he says something, and it's more of how she's tied into Ray, but just so like she is on Varga's radar, and I would imagine that goes true for the goons too.
Yeah. Either way, when the second that he starts talking to her, freaking her out about his life in Russia, and then as she starts to leave, they grab her. And I didn't see this part coming.
I didn't either, and I swear to God, I 100% thought she was dead. Yes.
Absolutely. I was watching it, as we're zooming in on Cy's face, and he looks devastated as well. Like, he's watching this happen.
Well, that's why I thought she was dead, because of his reaction. Yes. And because he didn't go over to help.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. He just stands there, and then I thought for sure with the amount of beating that they did and then how quiet it got, that this was them implying,
yes.
Oh wow, this character is now dead.
And do you think that Cy thinks she's dead? Because he must.
Oh, absolutely. Because if all he has seen is what we've seen, and she's just lying there still, then yeah, he thinks she's dead, and his decision is, let's get the hell out of Dodge, leave her car here, and just pretend like this never happened. But then we zoom right back in, and then it's kind of one of those like take a deep breath moments where she grabs the tire and she's still alive. And I was really she's like very pretty for having just been beaten up.
Yeah, they did not touch her face at all.
Nope.
Yet how is she so like? Did they just land some serious like Floyd Mayweather blows to the body? I mean, I found that kind of confusing.
The other thing I found confusing, so they obviously, they had to have beaten her, just her torso, to the extent that they thought it killed her. And I'm imagining they think she's dead, but they did the beating. I feel like if they really wanted her dead, they would have killed her.
Yes.
You know, like done something that they knew killed her. But regardless, they've beaten her torso. It is enough that she is nearly dying, and yet she does not call the cops. She does not go to a hospital or anything like that. She just goes home and lays in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, and I think that I have to assume that her not going into the system, quote unquote, is because she is a convict and has had the troubles and is trying to avoid the system at all costs. But yeah, I just
you
like
could get away with it though. I feel like you could go and give the information that you have and use that as like, hey, this, these goons showed up outside of, with Cy and a connection to the Stussy company, and I have information that I can give you, I don't know. I feel like she has enough she could use now if she wanted to not get in trouble and just take it to the cops, but
yeah,
she won't.
I mean,
She's
I
stubborn.
see what you're saying, but she's also blackmailing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I see why she's not.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, I just immediately after watching, that was my exact thought was, wait, so Cy's reacting like he thinks that she's dead, yet her face is completely fine. Her makeup's like a little smeared is all, and her hair's messed up. But like, if she didn't have her shirt pulled up, like you could not tell what sort of damage had been done to her.
She was also behind the car.
That's
right?
true. So yeah, maybe he's just seeing like in Wizard of Oz when you see just like the legs and the shoes from underneath the house. Maybe that's what he's seeing.
You just assume he sees her laying there still. He knows these two people just beat the shit out of her to the extent that she was making noise and then stopped and then they left. I would come to a conclusion and be like, I don't want to go look and see the dead body. I'm just gonna assume that it's dead and just leave.
I don't know if that is how I would. It doesn't feel like that's how I'd react. I think that I'd be like, I don't think that I'd go over and touch if like I thought she was dead. I don't think I'd touch her dead body because I wouldn't want fingerprints. But I think I'd have to go over and look to see if she was breathing.
Make sure. Yeah. Well, and in the end, she's not doing well, but I imagine she's alive because they would have just left her there behind the car if they wanted us to think she was dead.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, that scene was just a little flawed for me because again, I thought maybe the makeup should have been done differently so that her face looked a little messed up, just like a little bit of a swollen eye or a bloodied lip or something like that. A little bit more extreme would have sold the scene a little better.
I agree because it caught me off guard when I saw her face. I'm like, she doesn't look like someone who just got beat up. But you know what? Maybe that's just the media, and has conditioned me to believe that you should have a black eye if you just got beat up.
That's true, because this isn't like some fucking Michael Bay film or something like that. They try to do things a little bit more kind of down to earth action.
Yeah. So you don't want to go over the top. It's not cartoonish.
Yeah, exactly.
So come up with
Speaking
a
of
black
not cartoonish, I mean, it might as well have been an anvil or a grand piano, but we did have an AC unit fall out of a window and
all right, that was
somebody.
kind of cartoonish, a little bit. All right, fair enough.
And then his eyes popped out of his head. He went, ooga, ooga. Oh, shit. Okay, so is there any other things that you want to break down about the episode? I feel like we kind of went into overarching themes. We talked about pretty much all the top marks of the episode and everything. Anything else jump out?
No. I mean, those are the big points. We're now moving, again, aggressively forward. Nikki, what's changed this episode? Nikki and Ray are now engaged, right?
Yes.
Stussy Company is under investigation.
Yep.
What's Fargo's anti-Semitic?
Yes. And
Nikki's been beat the shit up.
Yes, and the I always want to say CIA or FBI, but the IRS is now officially looking into Stussy Company.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so we also have Better Call Saul going. I already talked about Sense8. We have American Gods as well. I'm sure that there's like some combination of us are going to end up doing an Alien Covenant one. Oh, I got a VR headset for free with my Galaxy S8 when it came in the mail.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, it's actually super cool, like very immersive, and probably the best thing that I've ever got as far as tech that I didn't pay a penny for. Minus the $800 for the phone or whatever obscene cost that is. But one of the things on there is an Alien Covenant. I forget the word it is. It's not gestation, but it's something like that, where essentially you start off and you were like in a womb, but you look down in your hands like you're clearly an alien inside of somebody, and things start, like the heartbeat starts quickening and like do, and then all of a sudden like things go black and you just burst out and there's somebody, and the whole time you can hear outside people screaming and gunshots and stuff like that, and like shit's going down. It's really intense and like really fun.
That's cool. Yeah, we're probably going to see it this weekend, so I'm excited to talk about it and hear what you guys say, because that's one I've been looking forward to. We almost saw it tonight, but didn't quite get to, so I'm psyched.
Yeah, it's certainly on my plan. But okay, all right, very good. Well, you guys know you can check us out on social media. Follow us. Any thoughts about the show or anything surrounding it? We are interested in hearing from you guys. Very much so. Yeah, please, dick jokes, anti-Semitic remarks, whatever you got. Yep. I am half Jewish, so I'll take it in stride. But yeah, so Nathan, you want to tie a bow on this bitch?
Absolutely. See you next time, little buddies.